Hello everyone, this is Yuri the Blender Magus, and welcome back to our Wolfman cartoon character modeling tutorial. So, we are back in Blender 2.8, and you see we have our body mostly finished here. Now we just have to work on the head. So, for the head, we're going to Shift A, and make sure you're in object mode. Shift A and add a cube. Now, we're going to keep the world origin here, so we're just going to hit tab and move it up. And as you can see, our little origin point is still at the center, which is what we want. Now, one thing we have to do, sometimes when you reopen Blender 2.8, because it's still not completely stable, the opacity of your images will go back to being 1. And what you have to do is click this button here, use alpha, and that'll change it back so that you can see your character through the image, which is what you want to see. So now that we have our cube selected, we're going to scale it down, scale it, and move it to about here. Now, like I said previously, you'll notice that the side view does not match up with the front view, but it's really not that big of an issue because it's a very simple facial structure. So what we can do is hit 3, go to face select mode, and what we're going to do is just hold control and left click to extrude. We're just going to extrude, whoops, all the way down here, like so. Now we can select this face here, rotate that. We can select this one here, bring it down, and rotate it some more. Next, we can extrude this all the way to the back like so. So we have the basis of the snout. I'm going to hit 2 and go into edge mode and edge slide this back. And we're just going to try to line this up with the side view as much as possible. Don't worry too much about the front view at the moment. So from here, we can select these and select these. And now looking at the front view, we're just going to hit S and X to scale those out like so, to match the sides like that. And we can scale that out just a little bit. And then go back to 3, select these 2, E to extrude, scale that up. And now we have the top of the head here. Okay, so now we're going to hit Control R, add an edge loop in the center here. Go to face select, select all these over here, and delete the vertices. So we have half of the face. I'm going to go add a mirror modifier, click clipping, and there we go. So now we want to try to match this up again with the side view. We're going to have to take some liberties because of how extremely off the front view is from the side view. As you can see, the side view snout ends at this line here, whereas the front view is all the way down here. So we're going to have to, approximate some things. So it won't be 150% accurate, but that's, that's just par for the course. You rarely will get 100% accurate character models when you're working for someone else. So you're going to have to learn to take these liberties, and ultimately they help further the creation process, so it's not too bad. In fact, I wouldn't say it's bad at all. But anyway, enough rambling. So I'm just lining up, some of these vertices with the different parts of the face. Like we're going to add an edge loop here, and we're going to bring that to the front like this. I'm going to add another edge loop here. We're going to bring this to match up with that. I'm going to select this edge here, move that straight down like so, and then we're going to go back to face select mode and extrude this. This is going to be our nose. Alt Q to smooth it. Scale that up a little bit, and then add another one. Scale that down a little bit. So you see how we're, slowly constructing the face here. Another thing you want to do is go and tab in the object mode, click Shade Smooth. And another thing we can do is just add an edge loop through here, just so we have a bit more geometry to work with. So we can start smoothing these out here so that it's not so boxy. See, that already looks better. We can do the same thing here, and at the top of the head, and here. We can also take these and move them back. I left my regular mouse at one of my parents' houses when I went back for a break, so this mouse here that I have, sometimes it'll double click. I don't know if I can show a purposeful example, but sometimes I'll select something and then it'll deselect. Just ignore that. I will soon have my regular mouse one of these days, but for now I just have to use this old crappy one, but it gets the job done enough, so it's good enough for me. So now you see the eye is right here. So again, this is another creative liberty we're going to have to take here, but we can do our best, like I said, to approximate some of this. So we're going to move this down and then hit 1. We're going to move the center vertices up, or these here. Yeah, there we go. You can move these up instead. Alright, so we're going to add another edge loop here, and this loop will act as the eyebrows. So let's add another edge loop in here. So you see we're just slowly but surely constructing our face here. So I want these three or these two faces here to act as the eyes, so we're going to focus on shaping these. So I think I want this here, that there, keep that one in the corner, or no, that makes sense to be there. Means that you can be here, that can be there. There we go. this pretty much is the shape of the eye, more or less. Now we're gonna have to rotate this and bring it in. And we can smooth this out a little bit. Okay. Well, you know what? This eye, because just because of the model sheet, what we're gonna do for the eye is actually go back to 1. We're just gonna manipulate these over here, just so that the eye can be as big as it is in the front view, or almost as big. I'm sure if we rotated it down, yeah, let's do that. Let's work like this for a minute, just so that we can better get a sense of how big these eyes are. There we go. I like that. So yeah, sometimes you'll just have to rotate your model, to get a better view of what's going on, depending on, the model sheet that you're working with. But as long as you get the desired result, everything's going to be fine. So again, we can, and I hope I didn't make a face in there. Okay, I didn't. I was just making sure. All right. So now, face mode. I'm going to select these here, and we're going to eye to inset them. About that much. And then we're going to extrude them inward. Now, the reason I insetted them is because I feel, the character doesn't necessarily have eyelids, but I think we want to make him blink. And if he wants to be able to blink, he needs eyelids. So I'm going to extrude these here and smooth them. Well, actually, I'll keep them extruded, but I'll smooth them a different way. I'll hit G twice to edge slide them, like so. One thing that I will say the developer should definitely reconsider for Blender is the screencast keys option. That should definitely come back. That was one of the most useful tools I have ever seen in a 3D program. But anyway, yeah, we're going to keep working with the tools we have. I'll just, say the keyboard shortcuts out loud. So we're going to make that one a bit bigger here, and we're going to extrude this one as well. We're doing this, it's not 100% picture accurate, but again, if we want the character to realistically be able to blink, then we have to make some changes. So that's good. We have a nice cartoony looking wolf already. So now what we want to do is we want to start extruding this neck here. I think we'll get these here. That'll be enough for the neck, yeah. And but before we extrude that, I just want to, again, start smoothing some of these. Whoops. Smoothing some of these areas here. Just helps break the monotony of it looking so boxy. There we go. I just feel better about that. Now we extrude downward. Alt Q to smooth, and we're gonna bring that inward like so. And you might want to delete these faces in here just because. Now let's see here. Okay, so our character has a collar that comes out like this. So we'll worry about the shape of the neck and how it fits into the character's jacket later. For now, we're gonna hit, well, I kind of did the whole operation without telling you what I did. So I hit S, Z, and 0 to flatten these vertices on the Z axis. Just a note. Any other program besides Blender, any other 3D program, the top and down axis would be Y. That's how it is on literally every other graph in the world except Blender. I don't know why they changed it that way, but that's just how it is. And it's not too bad, you just replace Y for Z, and there you go. Now, I've been debating. This character doesn't necessarily look like it. This character reminds me of a silent character, so it doesn't look like he would speak too much. Yet I experimented with giving him a mouth, and I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to continue that. So what I did was I took these here, hit V to separate them. Whoops. Took too many. Deselect that one, hit V. There you go. Because it separates based off of how many vertices you have selected. So, whoops. Then, can go to face select mode, select all of these here, and we just rotate, bring it down. Rotate, bring it down. Like so. Next thing we are going to do, I'm going to add an edge loop here, and I'm going to go back to face mode, select all of these, and extrude them down and smooth them. I'm going to go back to object mode, shade smooth that, and we're going to go back to edge mode, edge slide this. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to delete these vertices here, and we're going to hit 1, and we're just going to merge these at the center, like so. And now, please ignore that phone call ringing. Don't know where it's coming from. Anyway, so there you go. So now we have the basis of the mouth. I'm going to bring that inward. We're actually going to bring all of that inward like that. And now, we can actually move this down just a little bit more. Now we're going to take these two, extrude them in like this, and we're going to take these, extrude them in like that. F to make faces. F to make faces. Do the same thing with these ones down here. F to make faces. F to make faces. Okay, good. Now, we're going to select all of these faces here. Like so. I for inset, and then your inset faces tool here, we're going to uncheck boundary, And we're going to move that inward on the x-axis a little bit. And we're going to bring it back out just a little bit more. Okay. And we're going to E to extrude, right click, S, Z, to scale that up on the Z axis. Well, actually, you know what? I didn't do that last time. What I did last time is just go from top to bottom. So or bottom top, whichever way, you know, doesn't matter as long as you get the same result. It's just extrude these down here, smooth those out, bring them over on the x-axis, and then the ones at the top you do the same thing, but make sure you leave a face. This one here, just leave that one alone. Boom, we're gonna extrude that to the top, all the way to the top, and then this one is going to be the tongue. So we're going to go to wireframe. I'm going to bring this one back actually and rotate it. Scale it on the z-axis, bring that back, extrude that back this way, scale it down, and extrude it forward. So we're going to just control click this guy all the way. There. So now we have the tongue. Now what we're gonna do is we can select. Actually, we'll go edge by edge just because it's actually a bit easier in my opinion. So just select that on X. Same thing with this one. Same thing with this one. Smooth these all on the X-axis. Like so. And there we have it. So let's see how much time I have been recording. Okay, I think we'll call it a day for this episode. In the next episode, we're going ahead, finish getting the general shape of the head, maybe start on the ears, and put some, some teeth in here. But this is the general gist of how I'm deciding to go about this particular character's face model. This is a 2D character, so technically it's not necessarily meant to be translated into 3D, but it's always fun to do these little experiments to see how close we can get it to look like the regular 2D drawing. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to Yurei the Blender Magus for more Blender tutorials, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.